The shield of Saribas chief Unggang Lebur Menua, a name that resonates through the annals of history, embodying the spirit of resilience and leadership. The Saribas River Basin, a land of dense jungles, winding rivers and fierce warriors. This region, rich in natural beauty and resources, was home to a community that thrived under the guidance of their formidable leader. Here lived Chief Unggang Lebur Menua, a name whispered both in fear and admiration. His presence was a beacon of hope and a symbol of strength for his people. He was the paramount chief of the Saribas Iban, a leader renowned for his strength, wisdom, and unwavering courage. His leadership was not just about power, but about the well-being and unity of his people. Unggang's rule was a beacon of peace and prosperity. Under his guidance, the Saribas Iban enjoyed a period of stability and growth, where families could thrive and traditions were upheld. He protected his people from danger, ensuring the safety of their homes and livelihoods. His vigilance and strategic mind kept threats at bay, allowing his community to flourish. His influence extended beyond the Saribas, reaching the coastal regions of Muara Tebas and the open waters of the South China Sea. His strategic foresight ensured that his people were not only safe on land, but also protected from maritime threats. Unggang understood the importance of safeguarding the coastline. He knew that the prosperity of his people was closely tied to the security of their trade routes and coastal settlements. He knew that pirates, driven by greed and ruthlessness, posed a constant threat to the coastal communities and trade routes. These marauders were not just a nuisance, but a significant danger to the livelihood and safety of his people. These were not mere bandits, but organized groups of seafaring raiders, preying on merchant ships and vulnerable settlements. Their attacks were calculated and often devastating, leaving destruction in their wake. The Ilanun and Sulok pirates, notorious for their brutality, were a constant menace in the region. Their reputation for violence and plunder spread fear among the coastal communities. Chief Unggang, however, refused to let fear dictate their lives. He believed in the strength and resilience of his people and was determined to protect them at all costs. He rallied his warriors, the brave Iban of Saribas, known for their skills in warfare and navigation. These warriors were not just fighters, but also protectors of their heritage and way of life. They were a formidable force, ready to defend their land and their way of life against any threat. Their training and unity made them a powerful deterrent against any who would dare challenge them. Unggang's leadership instilled in them a sense of unity and purpose, forging them into an unbreakable shield against the encroaching darkness. His words and actions inspired loyalty and courage among his warriors. The Saribas Iban under Unggang's command became a symbol of resistance. Their unity and strength were a testament to the leadership and vision of their chief. They were the protectors of the coast, the guardians of the sea lanes, standing firm against the tide of piracy that threatened to engulf their world. Their vigilance ensured the safety of their people and the continuity of their way of life. Unggang's name became synonymous with security, his legend growing with every victory against the enemies of peace and prosperity. His legacy is one of courage, leadership, and unwavering dedication to his people. Terror of the seas. Unggang's battles against piracy. The South China Sea, vast and unforgiving, was a battleground. Its waters, often turbulent and unpredictable, were the perfect hiding place for those who sought to disrupt the peace and prosperity of the region. Ilanun and Sulok pirate ships, sleek and deadly, sailed its waters, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. These ships, built for speed and agility, were the terror of the seas, striking fear into the hearts of sailors and coastal villagers alike. These pirates, armed with swords, spears and muskets, were a fearsome sight. Their weapons, though rudimentary by today's standards, were deadly in the hands of skilled and ruthless men. They raided coastal villages, plundered merchant ships, and took captives for ransom or to sell into slavery. Their attacks were swift and brutal, leaving little time for their victims to mount a defense. Unggang, however, was a force to be reckoned with. A leader of the Saribas Iban, he was determined to protect his people and their way of life from the pirate menace. He studied the pirates' tactics, learning their strengths and weaknesses. He knew that understanding his enemy was the first step to defeating them. He knew that to defeat them, he had to match their ferocity and cunning. He trained his warriors in naval warfare, teaching them to maneuver their longboats with speed and precision. He trained his warriors in naval warfare, teaching them to maneuver their longboats with speed and precision. These longboats, though simple in design, were highly effective in the hands of skilled warriors. He instilled in them the importance of discipline, strategy, and coordinated attacks. He knew that a well-coordinated attack could turn the tide of battle in their favor. The battles were fierce, the clash of swords and the roar of cannons echoing across the waves. Each battle was a test of strength, skill, and strategy. Unggang, a fearless leader, always led from the front, inspiring his men with his courage and determination. His presence on the battlefield was a rallying point for his warriors. He fought with the fury of a cornered tiger, his every blow carrying the weight of his people's hopes and dreams. His determination and ferocity were unmatched. The pirates, used to easy victories, soon learned to fear the name Unggang. His reputation as a formidable opponent spread quickly, and the pirates began to avoid his territory. His victories were not merely about brute force. Unggang was a master strategist, using his knowledge of the tides, currents, and the pirates' own arrogance against them. Unggang was a master strategist, using his knowledge of the tides, currents, and the pirates' own arrogance against them. He would study the maps and plan his attacks meticulously. He would lure them into traps, ambushing them in narrow straits or striking when they least expected it. His ability to anticipate the pirates' moves gave him a significant advantage. His victories sent a clear message. The Saribas Iban were not to be trifled with. The pirates, once a formidable threat, were now on the defensive, their power and influence waning. Thanks to Unggang's efforts, the coastal villages began to thrive once more. The people could live in peace, free from the constant threat of pirate attacks. Unggang was honored by his people, celebrated as a hero who had defended their way of life. His legacy lived on, a testament to his bravery and leadership. Today, his story is remembered as a symbol of resistance and resilience, a reminder of the power of determination and strategic thinking in the face of overwhelming odds. The tragic quest for the Tuchong shell. Unggang, the great warrior, was also a loving father. He was revered not only for his strength and bravery in battle, but also for his wisdom and compassion. He had many sons, each inheriting his courage and sense of adventure. They were raised on tales of heroism and the importance of honor, instilling in them a deep desire to make their mark on the world. One day a tale reached the longhouse of a magnificent Tuchong shell, said to possess mystical powers. This shell was not just a treasure, it was a symbol of ultimate achievement and power. This rare shell, whispered to be guarded by spirits, lay hidden on the shores of Beliton Island. The island itself was shrouded in mystery, with many believing it to be a place where the physical and spiritual worlds intertwined. Unggang's sons, eager to prove their worth and bring honor to their family, embarked on a perilous journey to retrieve the Tuchong shell. They prepared meticulously, gathering supplies and studying ancient maps that would guide them. They sailed for weeks, braving treacherous storms and navigating uncharted waters. The sea was unforgiving, with waves that threatened to capsize their vessel and winds that howled like spirits warning them to turn back. Their hearts were filled with the spirit of adventure, their minds set on claiming the prize that would solidify their place in the legends of their people. They were driven by a sense of destiny, believing that their journey was preordained. Upon reaching Beliton Island, they ventured deep into the island's interior, guided by ancient maps and whispered rumors. The island was a labyrinth of dense foliage and hidden dangers, each step taking them further from the safety of the shore. They faced dense jungles, treacherous terrain, and the ever-present threat of wild beasts. The jungle was alive with the sounds of unseen creatures, and every rustle of leaves could signal danger. Their resolve, however, never wavered. They pressed on, driven by the stories of the Tuchong shell's power and the glory it would bring. They were Unggang's sons, and fear was not in their vocabulary. They had been trained to face any challenge, to overcome any obstacle, and to never give up. Tragically, their quest was not meant to be. Despite their bravery and determination, the island's mysteries proved too great. The details remain shrouded in mystery, lost to the passage of time. Some say they encountered supernatural forces that no mortal could withstand. Some say they succumbed to the island's perils, others that they were betrayed by those they trusted. The island was known for its treacherous terrain and hidden dangers, but betrayal added a layer of human tragedy to their story. Whatever the cause, none of Unggang's sons returned from Beliton Island. Their longboat was found empty on the shore, a silent testament to their failed quest. The Tuchong shell, along with their dreams of glory, remained elusive. The shell became a symbol of lost dreams and the high cost of ambition, a reminder of the thin line between bravery and folly. A father's legacy, Unggang's dowry customs. The loss of his sons devastated Unggang. Grief threatened to consume him, but he knew his people needed him. He poured his sorrow into strengthening his leadership, ensuring the safety and prosperity of his people. He focused on preserving their customs and traditions, ensuring that the future generations would remember their heritage. One such tradition was the dowry custom. Unggang, recognizing the importance of fairness and respect in marriage, established clear guidelines for the dowry system. He believed that a man should prove his worth and commitment to a woman and her family through meaningful contributions. Unggang's dowry system was not about material wealth, but about recognizing the value of a woman's hand in marriage. It involved intricate negotiations between families, ensuring that both parties felt respected and honored. The dowry, often consisting of valuable items like jars, gongs, and traditional textiles, symbolized the man's commitment to providing for his future wife and their family. This system, established by Unggang, fostered a sense of balance and harmony within the community. It ensured that marriages were built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding, contributing to the stability and prosperity of the Saribas Iban society. Unggang's legacy lived on, not just in his victories against pirates, but also in the enduring traditions that shaped the lives of his people.